Hey everybody, I hope you guys are well. It has been a wonderful week of what feels like a bag of licorice all sorts. For those of you who are South African, you'll know the good old licorice all sorts. Man, they were delicious. They are delicious. I think they're still being made, which reminds me I've got to go down to the South African shop here. But they're just different multi-levels and multi-layers of not only licorice but different colors. There's one that's really round and it's got like these little balls on it that you munch like hundreds and thousands. And this week has most certainly felt like that. Earlier on, you might not notice, but thank God for Zoom and its appearances, and I'll show you. Look here, look here. Somebody asked a while back, Michelle, how do you look so young? Okay, this is the normal. This is me touching up my appearance. Look, don't I look good? Okay, this is me normal. This is me touching up my appearance. Pretty cool, eh? Anyway, bit of useless information. So who survived the Lionsgate portal? I clearly did. I'm still oscillating between, interesting enough, between observing what are my hormones, what are in full-blown menopause, for those of you who have been there, done it, are in it. It's a fun ride. And I say that lightheartedly because this morning a beautiful friend of mine, we met up on the beach, went for an early morning walk. It was 0 degrees outside, 0 degrees Celsius, and I just cried and cried and cried, and I felt so overwhelmed. And I just said to her, I said, I don't know what the difference is between what's my hormones, what's the collective energy, what's me, what's my frustration. I just felt all over the place. My hope is that it is only the hormones. But gosh, guys. And then I came home and chatted to my husband and unraveled some more. And he just said to me, what do I need? And one thing that I've learned with my husband, with men specifically, in my relationship, remember, this is only this is my opinion, this is my perception, this is what happens in my life, and by my sharing, I hope that it helps one of you somewhere or someone somewhere. And he immediately tried to tell me, yes, but have you tried this and this? And I said to him, you asked me what I need, and my answer was, I need you to be compassionate, I need you to hold space, I need you to perhaps just hold my hand, and I need you to just allow me to say whatever comes out, and it's not personal. And there was a lot of old that came out. There was a lot of old thought processes, thought patterns, old feelings of resentment, old expressions. What I mean by that is some stuff that we've discussed in the past, and it came up again. And this kind of, the trigger started last night. And we went to bed, opposite sides of the bed, and this is what was fascinating this morning, like after this unraveling, after this moment of me just crying my eyes out, okay, was where he said to me, I just wanted to hold you last night. And I was like, that's all I wanted too. But we were like, stubborn pride, thinking that we actually are in that moment, thinking that we are giving each other what we actually think the other one needs, meaning that if only I just spoken up, because he thought that I just wanted to be left alone. I thought that he just wanted to be left alone, but in actual fact, we just wanted to actually just hold each other, hold each other's hands. Crazy, hey, just so crazy. This human experience, this human life, whew. And I'm still a little bit vulnerable. I'm still a little bit teary. I can feel it. So it perhaps has been the energy of the Lions portal. It has perhaps been because I've had 1 or 2 moments of like, okay, is this a collective? And sometimes I just feel like when we're on these spiritual journeys, what the hell is what? Like, how do we put things into boxes? How do we go, okay, that's menopause, that's the collective, that's the unraveling of being an empath. That's like, wouldn't it just be freaking awesome if we could just find that space? And to you guys that are masters out there, this is a question to all of you, please. Let me know, okay? Because I'm on herbs for my hormones, I'm on magnesium, so supplements. I eat, I'd say 80%, I eat pretty well. I started CrossFit, okay, no pressure, just yesterday, decided that I'm going to get back into exercise, which was awesome, being a part of something, part of a tribe. And this friend of mine this morning, when we met up, and we were chatting, and I was just, letting go, and she said to me, Mish, what I've come to realize in her own relationship, and this is true, that one person, our husband, our partner, a friend, cannot be everything to us. Hence, they call it the tribe. Hence, they call it, I think that's part of us, what we're all seeking, is going back into that space of having our tribes. And there's hunters, gatherers, nurturers, cooks. And one person, I think this is where often we all get it perhaps wrong, is that one person, our spouse, our partner, cannot be everything to us. We're wired differently, we're conditioned differently, we have different belief systems. And coming back to my husband just holding my hand, he just looked at me with such great compassion and love. And that's all I needed. But I had to communicate that to him. And I knew that he was leaving to go to a meeting. And I said to him, it's okay. And he said, no, you're important. And that's, again, all I needed to hear in that moment. So, guys, this is a message for one of you out there, because what I forgot to share with you is that this week has been a week of self-doubt for me. I started off my week in my Council of 8 community gatherings, which, while I'm remembering, is 8 a.m. New Zealand time this week, Monday, in the rest of the world, your Sunday. And I'll put the times up again. But I mentioned about expectations and what others expect of us, what we expect of ourselves. And this beautiful friend of mine this morning said to me, Mish, you're so hard on yourself. And I said, yep, I know. I'm learning to be softer, to be kinder. And my beautiful husband, Brent, looked at me this morning. He said to me, I'm going to remind you what you've said to me, what I've said to him many times. Be kind and gentle to yourself today. And I needed that reminder. I need those reminders. And I'm sure some of you out there today need those reminders too, that I'm not always on a high. And I'm sure some of you aren't always on a high. And that's okay. I shared with a client yesterday. I shared many things. But I shared with how we are here to learn this experience. This is earth, guys. This is being human. This is me being human. And I've definitely come through a process of working through my PTSD again. I could feel it because I haven't slept. My body felt a little bit anxious at night. I felt a little bit overwhelmed. And again, what's what? How do we compartmentalize what's what? Is it the PTSD? Is it the menopause? It probably is all of the above. And I just allow as best as I can. But in the allowing, I still judge myself because I want to get it. I want to freaking just be love and light. I just want to be that master. I just want to be the person who has their shit together. And if I'm here to be on this earth, in this body, for the next 10, 20, 30 years, my hope is by the time I take my last breath that I can say, I freaking got my shit together. Well, that's easy when you're taking your last breath, hey? I suppose. But we're all trying our best, is my point. And what's so fascinating is I went onto Facebook, and what I love about Facebook is the memories that come up. And what's interesting is, besides wearing a different jacket today, I'm just going to show you a little bit about the memory that came up. And these are the things that I forgot.
Michelle has had to.
And I'm just going to take a photo.
Deep, once again.
And this was on the 29th of July, 2020. And I forgot about it. Now, the one thing that I can definitely tell you that I have had so many different hairstyles. My mom was very similar. My mom was a hairdresser when she was young. And if I look at photos of my mom over the years, she had many, many different hair colors, many different hairstyles. Me too. Now, this memory popped up today. And it says, I have started to channel the Council of Eight. Here's my first video channeling their wisdom along with some insight into my life. Now, interesting enough, I'm going to show you the picture. Different hairstyle. Woo! Blonde, my Annie Lennox look, which is what I wanted most of my life. Same scarf, different jersey or different jacket. My point being, I had to look at this in being so hard on myself in this week, having moments of self-doubt. Hence this week, interesting enough, I shared about expectations. And when I'm sharing with somebody else, remember, I'm sharing a part of myself to myself because we're all different parts. And what I forgot was that the expectation of me showing up, the expectation of me getting my shit together, the expectation of me being hard on myself is to get it, to tick all those boxes. And the reality is, guys, I think I've got a freaking long journey still to go. But isn't it fascinating? And if I started to listen to that, and that's on my Facebook, I think on my Facebook business page. When I started to listen to it, I was like, wow. So I couldn't even say that I was a grief and, like I said, I'm a spiritual medium. I'm a grief and trauma and I battled with the word intuitive. And then I said I'm an energy healer. And I've morphed into more than that. I still call myself a medium. And now I'm the channel for the Council of Eight. Isn't that profound? So what is the date? 29th of July, 2020, 2021, 2022, 2023. Yes, I still count on my fingers. So 3 years later, I look at how far I've come. And again, this isn't only about me. This is about any of you that feel like you want to give up. Hang in there, okay? Shit, 3 years in the bigger scheme of things is nothing in such a short space in time. Considering we're all learning, considering that we all are on our own journeys of self-discovery. Oops, hold up, getting stuck. But we're on our own journeys of self-discovery. And not one is wrong and not one is right. And if we can just find that space where our spouse can hold space for us, or a friend can hold space for us. And I was truthful with her last night. She said, how are you doing? And I said, I'm sad. And she said, okay, that's okay. Just allow the sadness. So for those of you who have been feeling so much, I've had a few sessions this week with different clients who I know have just said, I'm tired, Michelle. I just want to check out. I feel like that too at times, guys. I'm just like, I'm so fucking over this shit, man. I'm so over just trying to show up, trying to get my shit together, trying to do the work. Oh. Sorry, I'm laughing because CrossFit Shirley, got me a little bit last night. And what's interesting is on the way to CrossFit, I was so anxious. I felt like I was starting my first ballet class at the age of 4. But I pushed through, and they were so kind and so helpful. And there was this really hunky guy. And I was like, oh my God, this makes me even more nervous. Delicious, let me tell you. And I was doing these press-ups or lift-ups or whatever, and it was fascinating. I actually couldn't concentrate, and this guy was facing me, and I just blurted out, as I do. As for those of you who know, the filter system doesn't work most of the time. But the trainer's talking to me here, and my dyslexic brain was trying to get the like the sequence of the way he was showing me, but all I was kind of like drooling. And oh my God, I'm just crazy. I'm just anyway, I'm going to share it because I'm already in it. And chick, I'm blushing. But I just can't, because like there's just too much muscle in front of me, too much deliciousness. And this guy in front of me just packed out laughing. He must have been in his 20s. First class, guys. Thank God there were only 4 of us. Anyway, that's exactly how I felt. Any shame, he turned around and went, no, I'll turn around. But I took such courage for me to walk into that class, believe it or not. It took confidence. And that's what it does. It takes courage to look at this and to go, wow, different hairstyle. Like you see, the Annie Lennox, like I always wanted to have my hair peroxided. And I've had so many different hairstyles, and I love it. It's part of me just being the chameleon that I am. And for any of you out there that are taking strain this week, that are trying and wondering when you're going to get your shit together, some days it just comes together. Some days you take this big pause and you go, wow. And often, what I was retaught today is that often we don't look back and go how far we've come. Acknowledging ourselves. Acknowledging ourselves is key, guys. Acknowledging ourselves, acknowledging where we started and where we are now. But we weren't taught that. I most certainly wasn't taught that. So this is me acknowledging any of you that are watching this today, that are watching me. I unraveled in my community gathering the other day. And I just started crying, saying to the group, thank you. If it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. If it wasn't for any of you that are commenting, that are here, that are following me, that are finding me, I wouldn't be doing it. And sometimes it just feels honestly too much, where I'm like, I haven't responded, I haven't replied to everybody, I've said that I'm going to say thank you, I'm going to reply. And sometimes that's the pressure. That's just the pressure that I put on myself to show up. But I'm going to tell you what I said to a client yesterday. If we don't put the oxygen mask on ourselves first, how can we? And I know I've shared this shit before. I know I have. It's like, yawn, Michelle. But sometimes we've got to hear the same thing over and over and over again until it drops in. Think of it like feeding a baby. You know, you might feed them the pumpkin the first time and you might feed it the second time and they're like a little bit, and then eventually the third and fourth time they may enjoy the pumpkin, or you might add a little bit of apple to the pumpkin. Gives it a little bit of a sweetness. So hang in there, guys. Hang in there. We are going through a momentous time of so much change. And I know I just realized, I said to myself, and the Council of 8 showed me last week, that I was going through an upgrade. And I don't know what that means at times. I can feel my body shifting, like it's kind of like, And perhaps the upgrade is not the way that I thought it would be, or the way that I've interpreted it to be. Perhaps the upgrade is just letting go of those old emotions that no longer serve us. Not the upgrade of like, oh my God, I'm going from here to here. Okay. Perhaps it's just the subtle moments that actually make the big difference in our lives. So I hope that helps. I hope that lands with somebody. And please know that there are moments, and I've had moments of doubt this week, massive self-doubt. One being when somebody emailed me and she said, Michelle, I don't know how to start this email. And immediately I got this pang of like, oh my soul, where are we going with this? And then it ended up being a beautiful letter of the gift that she gave to herself. I just walked with her and gave her some guidance. So thank you to all of you that are following me. When I looked yesterday, and I know we're not supposed to be stuck on the numbers, but we're definitely seeing, I'm most certainly seeing lots of 222, 555, 333. And yesterday I noticed I was on 222 subscribers, and my heart filled with absolute delight and joy. And again, I know this within every cell of my body. I'm here to be the human first and foremost. Yes, I get the messages. I'm connected to the Council of Eight. I bring the messages through. But man alive, let's freaking rock the shit out of being human. Let's rock the shit. These are tears of joy, guys. These are tears of knowing. Let's rock the shit out of being human, because that's why we're here. To find what love means, what joy means, what bliss means. And when we feel these tears of elation, which are very different to what I was feeling this morning, 2.5, 3 hours ago, I was just confused about life, confused about everything. And now I'm feeling this elatedness of change. So again, thank you to all of you that are discovering me and all my parts. Some of them are the same. Sometimes I'm going to say the same thing, which, like I say, might be a yawn. My hope is, though, that for those of you who are watching me, that you are sharing with me in these moments of time, in these moments of change, because I most certainly forget to acknowledge myself. I most certainly forget to feel ignited, to feel the joy, to feel the fun. And this week has just felt a bit wobbly for me. And I kind of feel it was like all of the above. My cycle, just while I'm remembering, I'm watching a fascinating documentary on Brooke Shields called Pretty Baby. Highly recommended on Disney+. That woman is iconic and has been through a huge amount. And I honor her. So for any of you that are watching that, I honor her and I honor you. And I'm going to bring the Council of Eight through, because I feel it's important that we also share a moment with Hawaii, a moment of prayer for Hawaii. And remember that we are stronger in our energy when we come together. We are stronger when we show up for one another. As you guys show up for me, I show up for you. Do you see that's the exchange of energy? So I'm going to bring the Council of Eight through and see what they have to share with us today. See you on the other side, guys. We welcome you today to this unfolding of truth. Many of you are learning to discover what truth is, what your individual truth is. And as you are discovering how there is no time, how you are timelessly being challenged. What do we mean by this? Many of you are feeling the challenges of what is happening on the earthly planes. Many of you are feeling for those who have left their physical bodies in Hawaii. Many of you are feeling in the energy of Hawaii. Hawaii holds many different portals of light. And as the portals are opening to let go of the energy, as the light is shining brighter, it is vastly important that the millions of you who are sharing, who are giving, who are donating, who are praying for Hawaii, is where the light shifts the dark. Please know this. There have been entities that have held deeply within, embedded within the volcanic structures. And yes, we know it wasn't an eruption, yet it was the fires that are cleansing. On this island specifically, we noticed that there was a huge amount of greed with certain human beings. Humans stake their claim. Humans decide that they own the land. This is not how Mother Nature wants it to be. Humans only own themselves. Mother Nature is there for you guys to land on, to exist within. Yet many of you have decided that you stake your claim. This is not the balance. This is not how nature exists within. And even though you are all a part of nature, and we know that this is a devastating time for those that have lost loved ones, that have lost lives, that have lost their possessions. Yet we know within the space of kindness, the space of compassion, the space of prayer, the space of love, is where you humans are the strongest. You come together when there is devastation, and yet it does not have to be this way. When humans come together, they are a force to be reckoned with. There is strength. You are powerful individually, yet you are powerful together. So there is much that is being uplifted. Please know this, within this land. As many of you who are praying, and in spirit we are praying too, many of you are connecting. Please pray, please pray, please pray. And as you are praying individually, yet praying together, and we will bring a blessing of prayer through the tonings of Michelle's voice to bring calm to this land. We have said before, there are many uprisings that is happening for humanity. This is a time of one of those uprisings, cleansing, change. Cleansing brings change. Change brings cleansing. Not ideal for humans, we know. Yet it happens for humanity. Part of the bigger picture. So as those of you that are watching here today, we ask you to please close your eyes if you will. Please open up your heart centers. Open up your heart centers and send the love and healing to Hawaii. We thank you. We thank you for that blessing. We thank you and are grateful for those of you that are coming together in this exploration of change. We bless you all. We love you all. One is one is one is one. Namaste. So guys, keep praying for Hawaii. Keep praying for our land. Our land. We're lucky. We're lucky to be on this land. Even this morning, after I had my walk and my coffee, I took this beautiful photo of just finding a space. And this is our beach, our local beach. It was calm. There's snow in the mountains in the background. And I just paused and said, thank you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for bringing me the healing that it did. I could have slept a little bit later, but it was just beautiful being out there. So thank you guys. Please join us. Please go and sign up for the Council of Eight community gatherings. My Monday, which is the 14th of August, the 13th in the States and Europe. And the time zones are Pacific daytime 1 p.m., Eastern 4 p.m., Central 3 p.m., Mountain 2 p.m., United Kingdom 9 p.m., South Africa 10 p.m., and Europe 10 p.m. Unfortunately, Australia, Hong Kong, those time zones I don't know how to fit in just yet. We do. I'm just pacing it as it comes. But in these gatherings, we hold space for one another. Humans are incredibly vulnerable, coming with open hearts, which is what I love. The council come through and humans get to ask questions on behalf of themselves or the collective. And over and above all, it's just incredible. I love seeing everybody there. And if you have nothing to do on Sunday and you feel like you want to just tap in, you can sign up, I think 10 minutes before we tap in on 8 a.m. my time. So I'm looking forward to seeing you guys there. Thank you to all of you for once again watching. Please go ahead and check out myself and Jill's hypnosis session, which I uploaded yesterday. My Keeping It Real podcast, Philippa Vaz, who shares her knowledge of archangels and dragons. Amazing. I'm going to have her back too. And guys, over and above all, love is why we are here. Man alive, I am still learning that one. Loving me first and foremost, and then loving everybody else. But that's part of who we are. We are here to love. Thank you guys. Love you all. Have a beautiful, blessed day. Bye.